A new study that was just put out by the CDC finds that nearly 10% of what the country spends on health care is attributable to obesity. $147 billion a year, double what it was a decade ago. In grief and in dollars, that is a heck of a tab. Still, there are those who say we may be scapegoating overweight people for the nation's health care crisis. And joining us right now about this are Mimi Roth of the National Action Against Obesity and actress Mia Amber Davis, who is creative editor at large for Plus Model magazine. Welcome to both of you. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
So, Mimi, let me start with you on this first. And just what do you make of the numbers? $147 billion is a lot of dough.
Yeah, you know, look, if you wanted to make a nation fat, we have set our culture up to do exactly that. It's like we're living in a brothel and no one's allowed to have sex. Everywhere you go, there's one temptation after another. I'm surprised there's anyone left in this country who isn't overweight.
So get to the heart of the problem in terms of what you think we ought to do.
Well, we need to make good food, real food, produce available, cheap, accessible to everyone. We're not doing that. We need to have recreation places that are safe and easy to access for everyone. We're not doing that. We've got junk food in the school. We've got marketing junk food to children. We're not doing what it takes to correct the problem. But the economy, the economics of it are shifting. Big Pharma's made a bundle on obesity. The weight loss industry has made a bundle. Beverage and food have made a bundle. We're seeing that we're picking up the tab and we're pushing back.
So, Mia, is there to you a sense of blame the victim, of scapegoating people who are overweight, and when you see a study like this?
Definitely, 100%. It's that sizeism is the last acceptable prejudice. If you see someone who's overweight, automatically they're the reason for America's problems in the healthcare industry, that's absolutely not true. I know plenty of people who are normal size, who are straight size as opposed to plus size, who have health issues. I don't know anyone in my circle of friends, in my family, in the millions of women that I reach out, the plus size advocate, that have health issues related to being overweight.
Well, the truth is, if you're obese, you are unhealthy. You're awash in extra estrogen. People don't realize this. If you're a man, woman, or child, you have extra estrogen coursing through your body because of the obesity.
Okay,
you have orthopedic problems.
But Mimi,
you're inflamed.
I know a lot of skinny people who are really unhealthy.
That's true. Do you know what? But I think tonight we're talking about obesity. But you're absolutely right. Starvation or improper eating is a problem on either side of the spectrum.
The point you're making is that obesity is a large part of the problem.
Absolutely.
Of our healthcare crisis.
What the numbers are. We only have Reuters reported that only 8% of us don't smoke, drink moderately, eat the fruits and vegetables we're supposed to eat, and exercise regularly. So really, fat or thin, only 8% of us are even trying in this country, but we're eating ourselves into obesity, which means we're eating ourselves into diabetes, dementia, heart disease, cancer. Did you know that a third of all cancer is obesity related?
But overweight does not mean unhealthy. I've been off the charts since I was 12 years old, and I'm perfectly healthy.
There's a higher incidence of infertility, pregnancy complications,
I have no
low
issues.
Sperm count,
None.
and there's even a higher incidence of birth defects when it comes to obesity. So don't argue me, argue with Darwin.
Go ahead.
I'm not arguing you. I'm just saying that we are the last acceptable prejudice. If you are,
it's
if you
like
have,
smoking, it's a choice.
it's not a choice
about
to
eating.
be overweight. I think that's insulting, actually.
Well, it's what the numbers show. 9 times out of 10.
Well, no one asked me. There was no poll. I never participated in any poll. I've never had a health issue, so now I'm not included in that.
As far as being
anyone that I know.
Well, I come from a long line of obesity, and I know how hard it is to stay at a healthy weight. It really takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of motivation. It's not easy.
Okay,
so
I work out 4 times a week.
Which you're supposed to be working out every day.
I work out 4 times a week with a trainer. That is my workout. That's
doesn't matter what we
what I
say.
do the rest of the 3 days of a week.
Let her finish.
Right, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to say that stop blaming overweight people or obese people for America's problems. It's not our fault.
Mimi, let me follow up on the point Mia is making, because I mean, look, you're a very thin woman, but there are a lot of people who genetically have a much harder time.
And I'm in that category.
Weight.
It's actually, I've always had to watch my weight. I'm very mindful of what I eat. I run at least 4 miles every single day. It is a hard choice if your genetics aren't helping you out. But the truth is, genetics is not explaining a tripling of obesity in the last 3 decades. We cannot become obese in the absence of food. It's not a genetic situation.
So
Some of us are
you
slightly
draw the
more
line?
likely.
Are you suggesting that if you're, if you don't hit a certain weight, if you're overweight, that you should be paying higher health
No,
premiums?
I'm a big fan of changing the culture to make it easier for all of us to be healthy. And I'm a big fan of the sweet and soft drink tax. I think we tax things that are ubiquitous and non-essential like that. We can earmark that money for prevention and easy access and cheaper produce. We need to make those kinds of
I'm so
changes.
tired of people charging people because they're overweight. I mean,
No,
the
it's about
fat
anyone
tax
who
in the
drinks soft
airports
drinks.
and people just talking about if you're overweight, you should pay more and it's your fault. Stop blaming us. It's not about accessibility. It's about the blame. It's like we're targets, but yet we're invisible everywhere else. Media doesn't showcase overweight people. Overweight women are not seen in Hollywood. It's like, why are we being targets, but yet we're invisible everywhere else?
So
it's hard to find clothing. It's hard to find adequate seating arrangements. It's hard to find so many things because of we're a nation of size and we're not being catered to.
Well,
so
you're
don't
the
turn around
overwhelming
now
majority
and blame
now.
us for this.
Hold on. I want to ask Mia this, too, because you mentioned this, and the head of the CDC, although it's not the administration's policy, they have raised this idea of taxing soda. You know, what do you think? I mean, does that sound crazy to you?
It sounds crazy to me because it's soda. I don't drink soda personally. So it's like you're saying that if I drink soda, I will become fat.
I'm not talking about who's
That is
fat or not. They're
ridiculous
talking
to
about
me.
anyone who drinks these sweetened drinks. And we know that the single greatest source of our calories in the American diet is sweetened drinks. So again, it's ubiquitous, it's non-essential. It's a great place for us to raise $100 to possibly $200 billion in the next decade. And again, you're talking about a 1-cent tax per ounce. So it's a great place to get some money to help maybe subsidize fresh, not corn, but maybe some broccoli or avocados. And also, I'm a big fan of Harkin's plan to make sure that we have calories posted on all menu boards across the country, not just in New York.
right.
We want to inform
We're
consumers.
almost out of time. I just want to give Mia the last word on this.
Stop blaming overweight people for America's problems. If you are gay, you can play straight. If you are a certain religion, you can play another religion. You can't hide the fact that you're overweight, and nor do we want to. I'm proud of the way I look. I'm proud of my body. I'm proud of all my friends and the hard work that we do to maintain our curves. So stop us for America's healthcare issues, because I am not a part of that plan.
The studies don't back you up, and 9 times out of 10, obesity is the result of lifestyle
I'm not
choices.
included in those studies.
All right, guys, I wish we could go on. I mean, I think the difference is over whether or not you can be overweight and be healthy. And
Yes,
clearly,
and I'm a
Mia
healthy
believes you
woman.
can be.
The physicians won't back you up on that.
I debate
My
to be.
physicians will back me up.
Okay,
I have
ladies.
data to prove it.
We got to end it there. But many thanks for
Thanks,
coming
Campbell.
on, both
Thanks,
Mia,
Mia.
Thank you.
and Mimi. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, guys. Tonight's newsmaker, Colin Powell. Hear his surprising advice for a professor arrested in his own home. That's when we come back.